It is amazing. I actually feel right in the middle of an episode of House now. Because that is...
Isn't it
how on
extraordinary?
earth has that been found out?
Surely the woman would feel the Brazil nut.
I think you may have slightly misunderstood.
Man would too, really.
Is it like...
May contain nuts! We must ask the QI audience, both the physical one here and those watching it television, to be our experimental cohort. And I want you all to eat Brazil nuts and then make love to your beloveds.
I'll eat the nuts.
Yep. Sean is volunteering
I'm happy to eat the
on
nuts.
that side.
You line up, I'll eat the nuts, and let's check it out.
Right. There you are.
Let's do this.
Let's do this thing for science.
Yeah.
Incidentally, does anyone know, in a packet of mixed nuts, why do the Brazils always rise to the top?
Surely nobody knows that.
You're right. You're right. I'm very impressed. It is a known and observable process that we're in bags of muesli and nuts, that the Brazil nuts do seem to go to the top. And scientists have worked hard to try and understand why. At first they thought it was because the little ones settle down through and leave the big ones at the top. You may say, oh, why should they waste their time? There are all kinds of extremely good reasons. For example, sorting rubble after earthquakes and things like that.
I've got to be honest, I've never heard of an earthquake victim being crushed by a load of nuts.
No, nor have I. I'm talking about the science behind the lodgement and the dislodgement of solid objects. Sorry?
You'd think, because they'd be the heaviest
I know, it
nut in
seems
the bag,
counterintuitive,
because
yes.
in your box of muesli, it's the larger items, for example, the currants, go to the bottom.
Yeah.
You get a lot of currants in the last portion.
You do, don't you? The fact is, nobody knows precisely why it happens, but it does seem to be an observable phenomenon.
But if you get almonds in mixed nuts, I find they rise to the top above the Brazil nuts. And I'm starting to think it could be alphabetical order.
Almonds, Brazils, cashews, dates, maybe, and so on.
Walnuts at the bottom.
Walnuts right at the bottom, yeah. Good. We're all doing extremely well. What do the signal bars on your phone mean?
Well, it means how much signal you can...
Don't be scared.
Well, they mean how well you're with the speed in the sky, and it comes through, and then it's not there, all gone. You're getting it.
I need it in English, I'm afraid, in order to be able to give points.
Talkie power, all gone away. Up sky, no, fly down in here. Big bird in sky.
Yeah.
You're either connected or you're not connected. Talkie, no, by.
Basically.
So me here,
levels
not
of
now.
connectivity are a bit
Yes,
relevant.
the fact is, really, again, I would have accepted a nobody knows card, too late now.
Me here, not now.
Basically, there's no standardisation between manufacturers and different handset makers have different ways of showing what is apparently a full signal, and we're all apparently really thrilled because, oh, look, I've got 5 bars going up. Absolutely meaningless. Yeah.
How many nobody knows questions are there in this tonight?
Nobody knows.
What I find really annoying is when you're talking to someone on the mobile phone and it cuts out, and then when they call you back again, they say, oh, don't know what happened then. In the past, I've always said, well, it must be you because I've got 5 bars. But now you're
you
telling me...
know. Exactly. I'm afraid that is... It is...
You've pulled the rug from under me, Steve.
I'm sorry to do that, but that's one of the things we do on this show. Nobody knows quite what the signal bars on your phone really signify. And now we sink our claws into the soft underbelly of knowledge and tear out the fetid entrails of general ignorance. So fingers on buzzers, please. What use is an inflatable anchor? Yes.
Is it for hot air balloons?
It's a very smart answer. No, that isn't. Yes.
Is it to stop submarines from going too low?
That's so sweet. when the surface is incredibly sandy and a standard claw anchor would have nothing to catch on to, you send down an inflatable one. It's a spike. It goes into the sand, and you then inflate it with fluid, not with air, in fact, and then it lodges in the sand, and that's what they're used for. Oh. Now you know. Good. Which animal did Richard I have 3 of on his shirt?
Now, can I suggest that at this point in history, no one in England had ever seen a lion? Is that possible? So, it's not a lion.
What did Richard I spend most of his time doing?
I don't know.
Crusading.
There weren't any lions in Arabia, were there?
There were lions all over Africa.
They're bloody everywhere they were.
So he saw a lion.
They had zoos. The town of London had a menagerie. It was a little later, I grant you.
You had a picnic in those days. Not wasps.
Lions, million dollars. Get up! My sandwich!
What? Point is...
Decent lions! Swans are the bastards. He looks like... You know what he looks like? He looks like he's going, ooh, get you in your suit of armour.
Doesn't he? He looks like he's doing a sort of, ooh.
This is the badge of English royalty that was first used by Richard I. And it's 3...
Well, I'm saying not lions.
You're right to avoid the word lions. They were known as leopards. They called them leopards. They were not particularly familiar with the difference between a leopard and a lion. A leopard really just means a bearded lion, leopard. And it's a heraldic thing. If they were in that shape, sideways on, those were leopards.
You know,
so there was a song, wasn't there?
There was a song.
Wasn't there, Frank Skinner?
And that would have caused me a lot of scanning problems.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it? It was based, however, on a lie. 3 lions on my shirt.
It was based on a lion.
3 leopards on my shirt.
Were they rampant or couchant?
Good question.
It's got a big sign of the century.
Yes. They were actually passant gardant. But the rampant lion is the sign of the kings of Scotland.
Very hairy knees, the Scottish ones.
Yes, they have that, haven't they? They would be called lions in heraldry, whereas the 3 lions on the shirt would, in fact, be known as leopards. So, which years did your song chart, Frank Skinner and David Baddiel's 3 Lions? It was number 1 in...
96.
Yeah.
And then again in 98.
Yeah. It charted in...
And then it charted in 2000.
And 2. It missed out 2000, I'm afraid.
Did it?
Yeah. 2002, 2006 and 2010. That's quite impressive.
I must check my platinum discs. Yes, it was... I think we can safely say we milked it.
I think you milked those leopards.
Oh, God.
You milked those.
Can I ask, was it big in any other country?
It got to the top 10 in... the Germans when the Germans actually won Euro 96, which is what the song was originally written for, they figured that they'd won the song as well. So they were on the balcony in Berlin, leading the crowd in 3 lions on a shirt, yeah.
My God.
Now that's irony.
Very good. The fact is, anyone can get a grant of arms. You only need £4,225, which is cheaper than some, cherished number plates. Sir Christopher Frayling, the former chairman of the Arts Council, who's something of an expert on Clint Eastwood movies, took a motto which is Perge Scelus Diem Perficias.
Go ahead, punk, make my day.
Yes! Very good. In heraldic, proceed varlet and render perfect the day. But yeah.
On my coat of arms, it says Catatreus dieptica. There is trouble in the gypsy.
Trouble in the gypsy
What's the Latin for knick-knack, knocky-noo?
Frank Skinner's career as a pop star is, in fact, built on a lamentable terminological inexactitude, or lie. Now, name... If you can, see if you can name a living animal whose scientific name is exactly the same as its common name.
Is it a gorilla called gorilla?
Yes, unfortunately... I'm afraid that's right. Unfortunately, it's called gorilla, but the common name for it is just gorilla. There's only one animal we can think of where the common name for it is exactly the same as its Latinate...
Does it sound a bit Latin-y?
sort of does in a way.
Rhinoceros?
No, that's Greek, but it's not that. No, that doesn't sound very Latin at all. No, that's equus. No, it's not a mammal. Okay.
Right. It's not a mammal.
Not a
frog.
Mammal. No, it's not. It's not. It's herpetic. It's ophidian. It's long and it's narrow.
A couple of words
Snake.
there, it just went.
Snake. It's a kind of snake.
Oh, it's a kind of snake, not snake.
No, it's species we're after.
All right. I speak, because you know about them. You don't go, look, snake.
Yes.
You go,
scientific
it's
name.
Snacus camunculus.
Exactly. But there is one where precisely that.
Boa constrictor.
Boa constrictor is the right answer. Yes. The scientific name for the boa constrictor is boa constrictor. And as far as we can tell at QI, there is no other animal where that is true. There's some plants where it's true, aloe vera or whatever, but no living animal, as far as we know, except the boa constrictor, has the same common name in English as scientific name. Now, what's wrong with these bananas?
They're upside down.
Yes, is the right answer. They're upside down. Bananas do not grow like that. They grow like that. They grow upwards.
My area of expertise.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. Well done. Well, you probably know something else about bananas, which is quite interesting. They have a quality, you might almost call it a negative quality, which some other foods have, including these. And that is they are faintly radioactive. Not that there's any harm in eating bananas, because the isotope in question for potassium is K40, is present in our bodies in any case. Especially in men, in our little naughty areas.
Is that why they look like bananas?
No. No, actually, within the epididymes, these...
Speak for yourself.
Actually, yes.
I'm waiting for mine to stop being green.
Oh, no.
I'm more in the line with the Brazil nut.
How long is the half-life of the radioactive component of a banana?
I'd say 6 hours.
1.25 billion years.
You only bit out then.
You were just a spot out there. But Brazil nuts contain radium and are 1,000 times more radioactive than other foods. We're told that if you walk into a nuclear power plant with a pocket full of Brazils, you're liable to set off the radiation leak alarm. True story.
And get a bit of a reputation.
Ah, yes. Definitely get a bit
Here
of a
he
reputation.
comes, cheeky chappy with his pocket full of Brazil nuts.
And an easy one to end with. Which country is the world's largest producer of Brazil nuts? Yes, Sean.
Costa Rica!
No. Ah. Nice idea.
Brazil.
Brazil? No! Brazil is the second largest export.
Bolivia.
Bolivia is the right answer. You were thinking it. Sorry. I suspect you were thinking of Bolivia Newton-John, which isn't quite the same. However, Bolivia is the world's...
Surely, with all those, all that radiation, it should be Bolivia neutron bomb.
You'd think. Which brings me to the nutty scores. Well, my goodness, my gracious, and my word. We have a tie for first place. And would you believe... We're not Harry Hill here, wonderful as he is. Would you believe that our two winners are tied for first place? They're our first-time players, Frank Skinner and John Bishop, 4 points! And in third place, with minus 14 points, it's Sean Locke. But I'm afraid that the current that settled at the bottom of the box with minus 21 is Alan Davis. Well, that's your lot for this week. My thanks to John, Frank, Sean and Alan. And I'll leave you with these wise words from Groucho Marx. He may look like an idiot, he may sound like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot. Good night.
And there's more QI here on BBC HD next Saturday at the slightly earlier time of 9 o'clock.